Hey, Mike with Nerd Problems Gaming here, the channel where we go through the good and bad of everything nerdy to make sure you spend your time on the best of the best. In today's video, I'll be doing a review of Crashnauts for Nintendo Switch, so let's get into it. So Crashnauts is a 2D arena shooter for 2 to 6 players where you're choosing among various alien races of humans, robots, bear-like human aliens, and even bug-like human aliens to become the ultimate victor in this arena combat. So beyond that, there's not really a ton of storyline to this game. You just take charge of various different players in this arena battle, and there's a bunch of different game modes to the game where you can play local multiplayer for 2 to 6 players. And so to me, the game kind of seemed like a crossover between Super Smash Bros. And Worms, where the players are dropped in the arena and battle it out to the death by picking up various weapons in this 2D shooter. And so like I said, you can choose among various different races of aliens. So you're either playing, like I said, as the humans or this bear race of people or bug race of people or robot race. And there are a lot of different customization options where you can pick between different costumes for your character, but I couldn't notice any difference playing from each different race to each different race. And so it's just more designing your character and how you like it to look. And it didn't really seem to have any impact on the gameplay. So this game is pretty cool and fast-paced as you play, but like I said, it really reminded me a lot of a 2D shooter combining Smash Brothers and Worms. And so you'll choose among various different game modes, from free-for-all to capture the flag to team battles, and you can also choose among various different modifiers as you play as well. So you'll be altering things like the starting layout of guns that you start with, the gravity in the stages so you can jump super high, unlimited ammo, instant kill where it takes one shot to kill someone, and more. So it created a really cool couch co-op experience, but I felt the game did lack a little bit when it came to the single player mode. Now you can again play 2 to 6 players on this game locally, but if you're playing one player, you also can have up to 5 other computer controlled combatants when you play. And so those computer controlled combatants do have difficulty settings, so you can make them easier or harder depending on how much of a challenge you want to have with the game. Same thing when it comes to the team mode. Maybe it's you versus a team of a bunch of computers. There's a lot of different ways that you can increase the challenge as you play. And I think this game really shines when it comes to the multiplayer aspect, but when it comes to the single player experience, I think you might get tired of the game after a couple hours. Where I found I put all the computers up to the maximum level difficulty, and if you're familiar with Smash Brothers games, I don't think you're going to have much of a challenge while playing. I also think this is especially true when you're playing the capture the flag modes within the game. When my girlfriend and I played it, it was basically either me or her that won every single time doing that, and the computer players weren't anywhere close. So I'm not sure if the AI just didn't really understand the capture the flag mechanics per se, but they just kind of seemed to attack the nearest player, whether that be human player or computer player, but didn't really do much in the way of actually going after the flag to score points with that. And so it was kind of blowouts between the human players and the computer players anytime we played capture the flag. But when you are playing with friends on a local co-op version of the game, it is a lot of fun. There's a bunch of different gun layouts that you can pick from. So there's things like machine guns, sniper rifles, plasma rifles, grenade launchers, and more that you're picking up and using against each other. It also has a really cool mechanic where you're dropping a pod into the battlefield. So if you've died or you're spawning a new guy after you've been taken out, what's kind of cool is you can move it around and aim, and you can drop your pod on other players, killing them instantly. So it's kind of a cool mechanic that isn't really present in Smash Bros, for example, of this similar type of game. Also, since you are using guns, it's a little bit different, so you're not necessarily getting up close with people where you're running away and shooting each other from a distance. So it's a little bit different play style than, say, Smash Brothers when you go through and play. And as you pick up new weapons, you can cycle between them, so that's pretty cool. And then some of the new weapons you pick up do have limited amounts of ammo that you can use to add a little bit more to the challenge as well. There's also different obstacles within the stage that can kill you, where there's some stages, for example, that have like spinning saw blades that can take you out instantly if you run into them, or there's pits that you can fall into that will kill you. And there's other cool mechanics too, where there might be portals on one side where you jump through and you'll pop out on another part of the map as you play. There's also little paths that will launch you across the screen or make you jump super high. So it creates a cool, fun, fast-paced environment as you play. So I think if you have the option to play this game locally with a bunch of friends, you're going to have a lot of fun. But like I said, if you're just picking this up for a single player experience, you might not get a lot of playtime out of this game. It did get kind of repetitive when you were just playing by yourself versus the computer, because I didn't necessarily feel like the challenge was really there per se. There also didn't really seem to be any unlockables as you played, or any story mode to speak of, so that one player experience is lacking a little bit in this game. Another thing I noticed is I felt like it was very small as you played. So we were playing on like a 50-inch TV, and we could barely see what was going on when we were playing a game with 6 players all on the screen at the same time. And you'd constantly kind of lose track of where your player was with everything that was going on at the screen on the same time. But again, the game itself is a budget title. It's about 15 bucks when I saw it. So you're definitely not paying for like a full price game or anything like that. So the fact that it maybe doesn't have these things like online play or a story mode is something you might overlook if you do have the ability to play that offline co-op experience, because that was a lot of fun when we were playing with a bunch of people. I just felt playing it by myself wasn't as fun as maybe playing like a game like Smash Bros, where there was more of like a story and challenges that you could take on playing by yourself versus only playing with friends. But let me know in the comments below if you think this game looks fun. I had a good time with it. It was fun playing with a bunch of people. But let me know if you've tried games like this that are similar to Smash Bros, but have this gun mechanic that's a little bit different. Let me know in the comments below. And if you guys like this video, be sure to smash that like button, as it really helps out the channel. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out. And if you'd like to help us support the channel, pick out content and more, become a patron of ours at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. And if you'd like to plug into our live streams and Let's Plays we do on the channel, you can follow us on Twitch at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Twitch. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.